Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about a topic that most of us in the LGBT community find completely terrifying: coming out to your family. Now, I've actually come out to my mother in stages, so I've had an opportunity to test out the best way to come out and to start learning other people's reactions and how to deal with them. So I want to bring that knowledge to you guys so that hopefully this will help you have a better coming out experience. Now I'm going to give you 6 steps in order to come out in the best way possible. Step number 1, you need to focus on yourself. You need to really be honest with yourself and do a lot of work to try to figure out exactly who you are and exactly what you want to tell them. Because you're going to need to be firm in how you tell them. You don't want there to be any question about it. You don't want yourself to be doubting yourself, because that's going to make them doubt you and not take you seriously. Step number 2, you want to stay connected with your family. A lot of people think that being LGBT means that you have a psychological illness. Well, you want to do everything to dissociate yourself from this idea as possible. That means that you don't want to start acting depressed, irrational, angry all the time, because you don't want your parents to associate you being gay or lesbian or trans with this bad behavior. So you really need to focus on making sure that you're staying positive and happy. Now, step number 3 will help you with both steps numbers 1 and 2. Step number 3 is doing as much research as possible. You want to look up scientific data, psychological data, anecdotal data, everything that you possibly can on what it is to be LGBT. Because you want to A, learn what the terminology is, learn what terms fit you and what terms don't. That way you can understand who and what you are. And also, when you're doing this research, you want to find support groups, and that'll help you to stay happy and stay positive and love and accept yourself through this process. You can find support groups online or in your school, or maybe just through your friends, any way that you possibly can. Now, number 4, you want to use this research that you're doing to actually create dialogue with your family. You want to get an understanding of what their mindset is, maybe even persuade them to open their minds a little bit more if they're closed off to the idea of the LGBT community. And you want to start bringing up gay topics to them. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can use all the data that you're researching. You can say, I was reading this scientific article and I heard this thing about how sometimes animals in the wild can be gay. Isn't that really interesting? Start a dialogue that way. Or there's TV shows now that feature gay people. You can talk about Ellen DeGeneres, or maybe you're an Orange is the New Black fan, and you can bring up the trans woman that's on that show and start talking about her. When you're having this dialogue, you want to make sure that you stay calm, and if your parents react really negatively, try not to focus on that, try not to get upset. Just try to have open communication with them and say, I just don't agree. I don't think that it's a bad thing to be LGBT. I think that it's perfectly normal. There's a lot of psychological research that supports that. There's a lot of biological research that supports that. You can use this as a way to open up their mind and make the topic a little less scary for them, and let them know that you feel differently than they do. This will help them a lot, because when you come out to them, it won't be such a shock. Now, number 5, you want to tell a safe person first. Now, what I mean by a safe person is somebody who's not going to out you, somebody who will respect your secret and allow you to come out in your own time and in your own way. And this person should also be somebody that you can go and live with if you need to. If things do get really bad at home, you can go to this person, maybe it's an aunt or an uncle or a friend's family, and you can say, things are really bad at home, I don't feel safe, I'm not happy, can I please stay with you? Now, step number 6, just go ahead and do it. When you're telling your family, just sit them down and be firm with them. You don't want, like I said in the beginning, you don't want to be like, I think that maybe I might be a lesbian. You don't want to do that. You want to say, Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you. I'm a lesbian. Because you don't want there to be any question or any doubt in your mind, because if you have doubt, they're going to doubt you as well. You want to be kind though as well. And you want to stay rational and do not get emotional. They may say things that are hurtful. They may say things that they really shouldn't say. But you honestly have to be the bigger person right now and kind of let it roll off your back. And that is so difficult to do. But it's so much better to do that than to say mean, hurtful things back and regret what you said later, or cause so much resentment between you and your family because there's this huge argument now that you guys can never talk to each other again. If they say things that are rude or offensive or that hurt you, just say, those words are really unkind and they really make me feel bad, and this is why. Or maybe they just don't have a good understanding of the LGBT community. You've done research on all these terminologies. You can sort of help bring this new awareness to them. And last, just give them time. You've had years and years to come to an understanding of who you are. You've gone through this entire process with these 6 stages to learn about yourself, to love yourself and accept yourself. You're going to need to give them time to process this information and accept it as well. So I really hope that this helps you guys. I really want to know in the comments below whether or not you find this helpful, whether or not you had a good coming out experience or a bad coming out experience, and any tips that you would give people for helping them to come out easier. So thanks so much. Until next time.